Yes, thank you. You know what I need. You know what I need. How are you?
Hey, man, how are you?
I'm so excited to meet you.
Pleasure, yeah.
I feel like you're famous. Crush Daddy, I know all about you already.
I know it feels a little weird, but I don't think I'm famous. I feel like I'm just another guy.
You're taller than I imagined.
That's what everybody says.
Really?
Everybody who meets me from social media is like, you're a lot taller than I
How
thought.
tall are you? Like 6'?
6'5", yeah. I'll introduce you to Travis, our bartender today.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. Nice.
Travis, our bartender.
Hey, Matt. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me. Thank you so much.
And so their original idea here was to make it like a very high-end lounge.
It looks like that.
And so it's not a club, like a nightclub. It's a lounge. You come here,
Yes.
sit down, and like it's not a party scene. And if you look at our liquor, it's mostly top shelf. These are lockers that you can buy as a customer and buy bottles, and you have your bottles here. And you rent this locker for the year, and then you get like free. I think it's free cover, free like certain things on your bottle service or discount.
That's so smart.
Special events. Yes,
I've never heard of that.
Very exclusive experience.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. You know what I need. You know what I need. Crush Daddy. I'm so happy to be here with you.
I'm happy you came.
Before this, I was on a cruise, and there was someone who watched the show, and I told them I was coming to Fort Lauderdale, and they're like, "Are you doing Crush Daddy?" They just like knew of you already.
I mean, that's crazy to me too, but you know, it is a kind of a small community here.
So how long have you been at this club for?
So I do winters here, and this is my second winter. So last time I came here only for about a month. This time I came in November to December. I left for like a week, and I came back, and I'm staying until the end of March.
It gets busy too, because when I walked by the last 2 nights, it was a place to be, and all the guys looked so hot they were working.
Yeah, this is, in my opinion, this is the best club in the country.
I mean, I don't want to sound judgy, but it's not like divey or like what someone would think of when they think of a gay club, you know?
Yeah, it's very proper.
It's like a beautiful space.
Yeah, and it's well thought out, and the owners did a really good job. You know what? Like a weird thing they do here, that they have a specific smell.
I do smell it. It smells good.
They put in the vents. They've spent a lot of time and money figuring out what smell they want their club to have.
That's part of it, because it doesn't smell like beer or like grime. It smells nice and fresh.
Yeah, I even think they pump oxygen in here like the casinos do.
I love it. They got it worked out.
Yeah, this is very well thought out.
Being gay is lonelier than ever, and Daddy's Cards is here to help. Build intimacy in your relationships by confidently expressing yourself using the free professional note writing service. Also, the next 100 people get 50% off of their first order of premium gay greeting cards by using the discount code matthewlcullen50. I have 8 of these cards now, and I was thinking about it, and I would really love to give them to you. If you would like a handwritten letter from me on one of these cards, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and send me a DM on Instagram letting me know that you would like one of the cards, and I will just pick 8 of you at random. Okay, back to the video. Are all the here gay or in the community?
It's a very nice mix. I'm giving you just a guess right now, but I think it's like 30 or 40% of them.
Do they feel a certain type of way about dancing at a gay club?
Some of them, yes.
Oh, I'm not gay, and these guys are checking me out. I don't want that kind of vibe.
Yeah, you can just feel their uncomfortableness, and it's almost like they're gay baiting. I personally don't like it. Some of them are really good at selling because it is a fantasy being with a straight guy, right? That is a fantasy, and I played into that a lot. I still do. I still will sometimes pretend I'm straight because I know that's a fantasy that gay guys like to play. I was even straight when I started.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that because you drove up with a woman, and it's your girlfriend.
That's my girlfriend, yes.
So I wanted to ask you, where you fall in the spectrum, if you don't mind me asking.
I say bisexual because it's the simplest answer, but the truth is I'm pansexual. And I've only been out, quote unquote, out for like 2 years, and I've been exploring that entire time. It actually just started with trans women, and that broke the ice for me. That broke that like very conservative, scared, straight man wall that I think 99% of straight men have. And once I broke through that, I've been exploring way more. I've been with boys trans girls. I've been with everything now. Haven't really figured out what my like thing is, but that's why I think I'm pansexual. It's because like I'll be like, oh, that's not my thing, and then one day it is, just for that day with that person.
Well, that's what I love about pansexuality. It's just more about who the person is that you're attracted to, not what body parts they have.
It's just person to person, situation to situation, and I play it like that.
Are you always a top?
As of now, yes. I've only been a top. But like I said, I don't want to say like I'm only a top, because, maybe one day I won't be. Because like I like getting my ass eaten, but only by guys.
Really? Not you wouldn't want a girl eating your ass?
No. And another funny thing is I haven't been with a girl, except for my girlfriend, in a fucking long time. The more public I've been about being bisexual or pansexual, less women have been interested in me. Like if I'm flirting with a girl and then I tell her I'm bisexual, they almost immediately turn off.
I think there is still a stigma around bisexuality with men in particular, that women look at you as just gay then.
Yeah, and particularly women. Like, yes, some men. I thought I would experience more biphobia from straight men, and that does exist, but I've experienced it more from women, which has been surprising to me, because I'm like, oh, you guys pretend to be our allies in the LGBTQ community so often, but when it hits home, it's different. My girlfriend, for example, is the first girl I've been with who's actually turned on by me being with men.
Does your girlfriend are you as open?
Yes.
So she allows you to go explore?
Yeah, and she'll explore with me. And I'll explore, because she's been kind of coming out since we've been dating. I'm the first bi guy she's ever dated, and every relationship she had before me was very conservative. And she's very encouraging of me. I'm very encouraging of her. So it's like, I feel like I'm dating a gay guy with a vagina, which is a very, which is literally my fantasy.
I love it.
Like, I'll give you an example. When I pulled up in my truck outside and you were out there and I met you, as soon as we drove off to park, we both looked at each other and was like, he's cute.
Oh.
And that's an awesome experience to have with a girl. I've never had that experience with a girl before. We were both like, oh, his eyes are so beautiful. And it's like we both like were able to share our almost like how we felt about how cute you were, and like, to flatter you a little bit.
Thank you.
Like,
I'm blushing.
But it was exactly like, I've never had that experience with a girl before. I've only had that experience with guys.
It's like so refreshing to just be completely honest.
Yeah. This is the main stage.
This is where everything goes down.
This opens up around 7 or 8 p.m., sometimes earlier, just depending on the crowd. We have another bar right over here, the DJ booth, and then if we have a lot of people, this is another place where a dancer can dance.
Oh.
And like you can see, there really isn't a dance floor still. It's mostly tables, chairs, couches. So you sit down and you enjoy the show, and the dancers can come sit with you and like actually engage and have a conversation with you. And it's not just like, oh, we're up, dancing, shaking our dongs.
How did you find yourself getting involved in this career?
It's actually my dad's idea.
Oh my gosh, I can already see my title now.
I used to be a very successful personal trainer in Los Angeles.
It makes sense.
Yeah, and then I was just a little tired of LA. And then I was like kind of just like in between jobs, and I didn't know if I wanted to continue personal training. And my dad was like, just go do something that is very flexible and like gives you something to do. And he was like, maybe go be a bartender or something, or even a stripper. And I was like, I should look into that. I never thought about being a stripper before. And I just Googled strip clubs, and there was one for girls, like called Le Bear, and it's like you go dance for women. And there was one for gays. And I talked about it with my dad, and we both agreed the gays will probably tip better.
Gays always tip well.
Yeah, and the girls probably don't. So I went and checked out both, and it was exactly what we expected. The girls' club looked like no one was tipping, and then all the dancers were just kind of tools. Like they were just there for the pussy. And then the gay one was a lot of fun, a lot of money, and just like a very happy atmosphere. And so it's like I went to that one, and then fast forward 3 years later, And now I'm like this traveling dancer, like doing gigs all over the country.
It's cool how like so much grief happened during COVID, but I love hearing stories about how people, fell into new paths and it led them in new directions because of.
Yeah, I've done very well in the previous industries I've been in, but this has been by far my most life-changing and the best job I've had by far. What's up, Crushies? My name is Crush, and I'm an adult entertainer or an exotic dancer, naughty content creator. I just had the worst day I've ever had at work.
It's been really cool how you've been able to educate people on TikTok about stripping, especially because TikTok is they'll shut you down in a moment's notice if you talk about this kind of stuff.
They have shut me down many times. And what's a little like frustrating for me is I feel like I'm not really posting anything wildly different to what a lot of girls post. And there's a lot of girls that are out there posting their stuff and it's going viral. Anything like a girl wearing a swimsuit goes viral, but when I wear a thong, it gets banned almost immediately. And even though I'm in the LGBTQ space, which I feel like gets even a little bit more freedom in that sense, like I think because I look the way I look, like I kind of look like a straight, toxic, masculine male, according to them.
Yeah.
They take my stuff down so fast. And like I made a video about kind of like calling out the behavior of women in the club, in the gay clubs, because they come in here and they're very often very disrespectful. I was tipped in quarters.
You're lying.
A girl tipped me on quarters. That's all I was talking about. I was like talking about how don't come in here and be disrespectful. You're a guest to the space. And they took it down for hate speech. I feel like when I'm on TikTok, like every third video is some girl talking about how terrible men are. And I just said, hey, like this is disrespectful when you come into my club and tip me in quarters and you're loud or you're like trying to invade the space. Like this is a gay bar. And they took it down for hate speech.
Do you get a lot of women that come into a gay club?
Yes.
That's so interesting. I wonder why.
I don't know, but I feel like they need to switch their attitude when they come in here because it is a gay bar and we're dancing for the boys. And you need to act as a guest almost and or at least participate in the same behavior because everyone in here is in here to tip us or have an experience with us. And so when you come in here and you're twerking or dancing or being really loud, especially in this club where it's not a nightclub like I was telling you earlier, it's a lounge and you're trying to be the center of attention. And I'm like, no, sweetie, we're the center of attention. That's why everyone's here. And we're here to like sell the gay fantasy. So you need to be a guest or participate in it the same way that the boys do. And if we don't, then you're just being obnoxious. This is the VIP space, and we have a VIP manager that stands right here. And then you have to buy a bracelet from him for $10. You only need one a night. That gives you access to the VIP space. And the VIP space is essentially just where you go to do lap dances. We have 4 regular spaces, and then we have a champagne room, and the champagne room is just a little bigger, so you can do multiple dancers and multiple patrons in there at once. These are just one dancer and one patron, and it's $20 a song. That's generally speaking where we make the most of our money. But even so, like I said yesterday, I didn't sell one, but I still made money.
Where are you from originally?
I was born in South Africa. Born in South Africa during the fall of apartheid. So I was there during a very chaotic time in South Africa. And then my family went to Germany for a job opportunity. And then we went from Germany. We were there for, I think, 2 or 3 years. And then we went from there to the U.S. In the U.S., I switched from playing soccer and rugby to playing basketball and did very well. And then went to play Division I college ball, and then went back to Africa to play for South Africa's national team. As the years went on, my drug addiction just got worse and worse and worse.
How did you find yourself getting involved with drugs in the first place?
I don't remember.
And this is after your basketball career?
And during it.
So don't they drug test you when you're playing professionally?
Yeah, and I failed a couple tests. I even got kicked out of my college and out of my team for a while because of it.
Gosh, did you know at that time, like, I'm ruining my life with drugs?
Yeah, but I couldn't stop.
The power of addiction.
Yeah. And then, eventually I got in big trouble. like big trouble. I'm not going to get into too many details, but I got in big trouble. And I was facing time, like a lot of time. But not just that, my body was failing. You know, I went to a hospital. I was in the hospital for 3 months, and then they were like, you need to sober up, like for at least a year. And they recommended I go to AA. And one of the first meetings I went to was a gay meeting. So this was years back.
Wow.
I walk in, I didn't know it was a gay meeting.
Oh no.
I walk in and it was in LA. I was in a halfway house in LA. And I walk into this meeting, I sit down, and I'm all f***ed up because I'm sobering up. And at the end of the meeting, the secretary goes, thank you for coming to the Friday night LGBTQ, whatever all the letters are, meeting at Jocelyn Park. And I like, oh shit, not supposed to be here, get up and just dart for the door. And this huge butch lesbian is sitting by the door, and her name is Shelly. I'll never forget her. She gets up, grabs me by my chest. I was only 145 pounds at the time, and throws me back in the room. And she goes, where are you going, kid? And I'm like, I'm straight. I'm not supposed to be here. And she goes, we don't give a f***. You need to get sober.
Wow.
And she made me stay and get a commitment, which is like a volunteer job at the meeting. And then that group of gay men, lesbians, trans women helped me get my life back together. I was pretty much homeless at the time, no job, nothing. I had nothing. And they helped me get my life together. I learned so much from the gay community, and the gay community has been through such a harder time than a lot of the straight community, that I learned more how to be a man, a grown man, from gay men than I ever did from any straight man I've ever met.
That's I have chills. That's really powerful to hear. How was your journey into sobriety? Was it hard for you?
It was hard in the beginning, like it is for anybody. But you know, March 28th will be 8 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And like, I don't even think about it that much anymore. It's just something I don't do. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do.
I love it. You should be so proud of yourself, especially working in a nightlife environment and being sober. That's a change.
It gives me an advantage. You know, I've even helped other strippers get sober, and then, you know, even if they weren't alcoholics, they would switch from drinking on the job to not drinking on the job, and then they were like, yeah, I make more money because I'm focused.
Do you still go to meetings?
Yes, I do.
Wow. It's a commitment for life, I guess.
Yeah, and I help a lot of people, you know, get sober. And when I'm in Texas, I help people who come out of the prisons get sober, and stay sober.
I love talking with you because, you know, the world has a misconception about or maybe experts that they are doing drugs and, you know, kind of like a menace to society, you know, and you are out here sober, educating people about your sobriety, educating people about your bisexuality, doing like so much good for the world. And it's just showing, I hope it's showing people out there that have a negative stigma that like that's not the reality of the situation.
Right, but I think there is validity to that stigma. You know, like there is that does exist. I think it's just more it's the part you see more because it's so extreme, you know, and when you see like the well put together, you know, like it doesn't make the news, you know what I mean? And so there is that. It is part of this world.
Is that hard, being sober and having gone through all this stuff, coming into this world and seeing people and seeing similar paths that are going on that you had went on before?
No. I think maybe I'm just callous to it now. I think that's the right way to use that word. But yeah, I'm like callous to it. I've seen it enough, and I just know I can't help everybody, and not everybody can be helped. And
do you think there is a dark side to the stripping world?
100%. I guess the dark side is the short-term gain. So this is a short-term job. It is not something you can do until you're 60. Most strippers do it for the money. We do it because the money is good compared to most jobs, especially if you don't have a college degree, which I do, but I still do this because it's better money than most of the other jobs I've had. Or if you have like a criminal record, whatever, or you're an immigrant and you don't have papers. Like these are all jobs. This is a job that you can still do and make good money despite having all those things. That's why we have a lot of immigrants. You know, I'm an immigrant, but we have lots of Cubans, Argentinians, Venezuelans that strip because they can't make this kind of money doing almost anything else, and they can make it cash if they don't have a bank account. But the problem is they don't think ahead. You know, even stripping itself is a seasonal thing. Like there's seasons to it, and like I like to bounce location to location based on the season. Like I'm gonna go to Canada in the summer because the summer's bad here.
It makes it so nice you can like pick where you want to spend your days.
Right, and that's what I love about this job. I just show up, work when I want to work. Like I don't have to call anybody and be like, I need a day off. Can I get like PTO or whatever? Like I just show up. But there's a gambling aspect to it too because I never know how much money I'm gonna make. I literally can make between 20 to thousands of dollars a night.
Have you really had a night where you made $20?
I had a night I made 18.
What does that mean? There's like one person in the club?
No, it's just nobody liked me.
How can nobody like you?
I don't know. It's just how it is. And then some nights you make literal thousands of dollars.
Will you say the best night you've ever made?
Almost 5,000.
You must have felt good after that night.
So I'll give you like this week, for example. I made $250 in 10 minutes on Tuesday, and that's all I worked. I made $700 on Thursday. I made $2,300 on Friday. I made $620 yesterday, and today I don't know. I have no idea what I'm gonna make.
It's so interesting because you never know. Someone could come through the door even on a slow night that could change everything if they're rich.
Like that night I made $5,000. It was 2 customers gave me $2,000 each that night, just to sit with them on a couch. That's it.
Can I talk with you real fast? We're on camera.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Gemini here.
Gemini. Are you a Gemini?
Yeah.
Is that how you picked it?
That's why I chose it.
Where are you from?
So I'm Cuban. I actually haven't been working here for too long.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's like really, really fun.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
And is this your first club you've ever worked at, or have you?
Yes, so I did ballet when I was younger.
I could tell the way you were stretching your feet and stuff that you look like a dancer.
Yeah, so I kind of like I moved back here and I needed like work to like help me pay for like school. So someone told me about here and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm just kind of treating this like a performance now.
And you're enjoying it?
Hell yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Are you making a lot of money too?
Yes, yeah. I mean, like he said, it really does depend, like on the day. It can be a lot, or it can literally be. I made like $10 one night, and I was like suck as hell. But then the following night, I made like 900.
So it all evens out to be good.
Yeah.
How old are you? Do you mind me asking?
I'm 32.
Okay, so you still got plenty of years ahead of you for this.
Right, but like I'm thinking of this as a very short-term thing. Maybe a few more years. I've already, bought a house. I bought a car that I plan to keep for many years, and I've stacked away a lot of money. I've paid off a lot of debt. So I'm thinking it more of like a fast way to supplement my income. And then even when I transition into my next career, which I'm going to do soon, I'm going to still dance and do OnlyFans as like a way to supplement that transition or supplement my income.
So you do OnlyFans as well?
Yes.
Do you do any other sex work that you want to talk about?
I have, yes.
Like escorting?
Yes.
Do you still do that or not?
It depends. I'll do it, but I don't it's not my source of income. It's like it's just like I'll every situation that comes up, I'll judge it, see if it's worth it, and do it. Yeah.
That's a nice place to be because you can really feel it out if you feel safe, if you're into it. You're not relying on it for your income.
Yeah, because escorting is such a broad spectrum of things, just like sexuality. It could literally be cuddling on a couch, or it could be full on orgy type of thing, and then the prices vary, and and the situation varies. So I don't just say yes to all of it. I like to just kind of go, okay, let me feel out this situation, make a decision.
Do you find those clients in the club, or are you online finding those clients?
Everywhere. Online. I don't go searching for it.
But are you on Rentmen and stuff?
No, I'm not. Rentmen just feels too I don't like that I don't know who the you are. You know what I mean? I don't like that. Makes it very difficult for me.
For you specifically, you have less to worry about because of your stature and your size. It'd be hard to put you in physical danger because you could mess up anybody else.
I agree, especially when you compare me to a twink or a female or something like that. But even that, I've caught people trying to roofie me 4 times.
In the club?
In the club or outside the club. And I've also, this is something people don't think about, as a stripper we have lots of cash. So when I'm leaving the club, everybody knows I have cash. Especially now, they'll watch this video, they'll hear, oh, he he might have $2,000 in cash on him when he leaves the club. So people have tried to rob me many times in my career, from here to my truck, or follow me from my truck wherever. So
I would kind of say that's the dark side of the industry too.
I guess, yeah, I just totally forgot about that. Yeah, that is a very rough part of this job.
It makes me think about other people that maybe aren't built like you, who are left to their own devices.
Yeah, so when customers are aggressive with me, or inappropriate or whatever with me, I will very loudly call out whoever that customer is, so that all the other customers and staff know this guy's being creepy, aggressive, or he's dangerous, whatever. If he's doing it to me, I can't imagine, how confident he is with someone smaller than me.
It's been really fascinating talking to you and hearing about your life journey.
Yeah, and I appreciate that you are so interested in it, And
you're so charming and likable, and with someone that looks like you, it can be very intimidating for someone who looks like me, but you're so warm and caring, and it's been a joy to spend time with you.
I appreciate it. And I encourage you, a lot of big guys are actually just teddy bears, because no one f***s with us. So I haven't been in a fight in 10 years, but it's because no one picks a fight with me. And I know that everyone I know I have neck tattoos and I'm large and stuff like that, but I know people are intimidated by me, so I put extra effort in to be as friendly as possible, because I don't want everyone to be scared of me.
Yeah. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, perfect. Amazing. Good job. Awesome.